stars till the morning sun. The story's far from over, so we live on. We still hold the pen for what is written. We keep on riding, we keep on fighting. We know that we ain't done. Walking through the valley, some days it ain't working, I work it out with a valley. The chalk in my hand ain't for the dead, it's for my tally. Points up on the board, keeping the score, cause we get knocked down, but we get back up. We ain't staying down, no need for backup. Standing my ground, I come from black mud, I come from black love, and I'm saying that we ain't done. Shine among the stars till the morning sun. The story's far from over, so we live.
It is me, Jamie, and I'm here for another Jay's Morning Coffee. And that's just the truth, right? Man. They cannot get it.
No, I would be so submissive.
So let the Holy Spirit do what he does through you. Hello, everyone. It is me, Jamie Radiance Moorhead, your favorite Christian life coach, and we are here for episode 1, season 4 of Testimony Fridays. I am super excited. It has been a little while since I have been back. Season 3 was more of me telling you why I even started this in the first place. And so let's get started. So I have a wonderful guest, and I'm super excited to have her tell her testimony. Hey, sis, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. So I'm going to have you introduce yourself to the people.
Sure. So I am Cisley Davidson. I am a believer in Jesus Christ. That's the thing that's most important to me. I am a daughter and a sister and a best friend. And an aunt to my best friend's kids. That's super special to me too. But I just enjoy life, living how Jesus wants us to live and trying to shine as brightly as I can with his spirit within me. I am a person that loves giving back. I love to cook. I enjoy reading and giving back to the community whenever I can. So just being the best version of me that I can be, that God wants.
Okay. All right, you kept that really simple. There's so much more. So I'm just gonna let her dive in to tell her story. So tell your story. You know, like I want you to do exactly what the Holy Spirit tells you to do. So go as far back as you think you need to, and as far forward,
Sure. So I was raised as a Christian my entire life. My parents have been great in instilling that in me since I was young, getting my first Precious Moments Bible. So from the beginning, here's your Bible. We're going to church, making sure we had that firm foundation in how to live a Christian life.
Right.
After that, having family is number 2, being highly important. With that, you just grow up. In junior high, went to, like the vacation Bible studies and things like that. And then, they put that fear of God in you. So it was more of, I've got to be all in or else type of thing. So during that's when at one of my vacation Bible school attendances that I was just like, okay, this is really, the path that I need to take. So I was about, I'd say around 13, 14 at that time. And then just continue to live life, thinking you're covered.
Are you saying you got baptized at 13, or are you saying
So
that?
So I was christened as a baby.
Okay.
So we'll start there, I guess. And then after that is kind of when, you step forward, and say, I am a believer. I accept Jesus Christ as my personal savior
So that
at
was
like
at 13.
13,
Okay.
14.
Okay.
And then
Gotcha.
just continued on, my journey. You kind of do that. I wasn't quite sure what to do after that. You just know you're supposed to follow and obey the rules, the 10 commandments, stick to that type of thing.
Okay. Gotcha. Gotcha.
Um,
All right. Okay. So what denomination?
so Methodist.
Methodist.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, hold on. I gotta make note of this. I don't. Okay, go ahead. What? No. What is the Methodist belief? Like, what is their foundation?
So honestly, from, being young, we were kind of taught we were just covered after being christened as babies.
Oh
It's
wow.
kind of it's kind of your choice if you want to get baptized or not
Yeah.
after.
Mm,
So I didn't really read in the Bible, that that's part of it, but it wasn't kind of forced or ingrained that this is the next step that you kind of need
interesting.
to take.
Yeah.
It's kind of, at least in the church I attended. I can't say if that's for all,
Well,
but
yeah, because like
that's
each
kind
one
of the
has.
doctrine that was taught.
Hmm.
So
Okay,
things,
so
change and evolve.
yeah. All right, so Christian as a baby, and
Mhm.
per the belief from the one that you were in. So we'll make sure that we just think that we don't offend anybody. And I mean, if you're Methodist, like, and it's different at your church, you can put that in the comments. But like, that was what was practiced at yours. And so I just want to make sure that nobody tries to put their 2 cents in as if like you don't know. You get them like
Right.
we're talking about the internet. Okay, so
Exactly.
yeah, so the christening as a baby would equate to like baptism,
Mhm.
right? Like,
Yes,
even though you didn't, that wasn't a conscious decision that you made, that was a decision that your parents made for you.
that my parents did. Yes.
Oh, this is interesting. Okay, keep going. Okay, so 13, you make the decision like, okay, well, I am going to follow Jesus. I'm going to do what's right according to the word, or according to
Ye
what's being taught. Okay, I'm here. That's
Correct.
where we're at.
Yes. So, you go through life, everything was pretty, and I'm still kind of quiet, but I was very quiet, during school. I played sports. So I did basketball, I did track, I did softball. So I really enjoyed those things. And even though I was a believer, like even now looking back, it wasn't the forefront of what I was known for or what I knew to strive for to do first. So even
Mm,
though it was ingrained in me, that that's what you do to be a good person, um, kind of other things kind of took priority. Um,
okay.
so so just going through life as a kid, you got to figure things out as you grow up. So once I got to high school, we did have a fellowship of Christian athletes that I attended
Right.
and joined. So that kind of helped. We went for morning prayer and just getting to know more Christians in the faith and knowing other believers helped
Right.
just to, advance what was my purpose that was going to be, occurring in life. So went through high school, got, you know, more in the word. And then, of course, towards end of high school, getting ready to go to college, I got that kind of bug, I'm about to be free. No more under the parents. Got a little more freedom. So,
So
you
wait,
let things
wait, before you
backslide.
go to your freedom part, right?
Sure.
When you said that other things took precedence, would it be fair to say like grades and sports and like
Yes.
like other things, like when you say that, just life, more of like what you what you would consider just life things, like the things that you deal with growing up, like
Yes.
being the best at school,
Exactly,
right?
like, I was constantly studying, I had to be have A's on my report card, get things done ahead of time,
Okay.
make sure I
Yeah,
was
yeah,
sitting towards the front of the class, make sure you're the best in sports, do the extra
yeah.
practices, get all that
Right,
stuff
right.
in. I conform to the world because I thought, if I'm succeeding
Mm.
at this, I'm doing
Then
well.
I'm doing right, and then I still
I'm
have
doing the
God
right
somewhere
thing.
there, right? Like, yeah, God is
Exactly.
there somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Exactly.
obviously, there's favor on my life because I'm able to do these things. I'm able to excel, but it's not like it's really surrender to Him, right? Is that what we're
Correct.
like? Okay, okay. So
Yes.
now, all right. So high school's coming, right? You've been like doing everything right,
Yes.
right? Yeah,
I
keep going.
I I don't even know what category. You have like the jocks, the nerds, all the different categories. I don't even really know where I fit in. I was just kind of not everywhere, but I got along with everyone. Like I never really fit in a
Yeah,
particular box. And I
right.
think part of that too is I thought I had to find my box.
Mm,
And when I
mm,
didn't, some confusion
mhm,
starts to
mm.
linger in. It's like, okay, like, do I need to be doing something else to fit in with this particular crowd? Like,
Interesting.
do these people see me? Like, am I being seen? Um, so even in high school, I started to question my identity.
Interesting. I mean,
I
well, no,
just,
it makes sense though, because you could be so good at so much that you
yeah,
don't fit in.
yes,
Not necessarily
yes.
like you're able to fit in. Like people don't know that you're feeling this, right?
hmm
But you're
Yeah,
not
because
really
you
feeling
see, you have
seen.
that mask on. Like, you can pretend with any person you interact with, and you're great. Like, you get along with everybody. They see what
Yeah.
they want to see. So you're cool.
Yes.
So nobody
Mm.
gives you any issues because there's no issues to give because you're giving them what they expect.
Oh, that. Oh.
Yeah.
Mm. All right. Okay. So now you're questioning your identity. Man, like people don't talk about that because there's, like those people are envied, right? And so
hmm
like that type of person is envied, and so like nobody takes like understands what it looks like behind the scenes to be that person.
Exactly.
So to hear it
Yeah.
put like that, it's like people are going to be feeling some type of way because in a way you have made this person, although they see everybody, they acknowledge everybody, they don't feel seen.
hmm I mean, looking at it now, I was AI before AI existed. I can give you whatever answer you needed, whatever answer you wanted to hear, and it was fine.
And it was fine.
Nobody knew the difference.
Okay, let's go. All right, so high school is ending. You
High
probably have
school is ending.
fantastic grades, right? Like,
I did.
okay,
I
okay,
was
let's
blessed to get a scholarship, well, several scholarships, but I ended up deciding to pursue the rest of my basketball career. So I attended the University of the South and
oh
went up there
wow.
to play. So part of me was like, it's far enough away, but still close enough to home. Like I said,
Mm-hmm.
I was still very quiet, still a homebody. I wasn't going out to parties or anything like that, but it was just I'm like, I'm not gonna be at home. I'm gonna have some freedom and just maybe just find me, not worry
Mm-hmm.
about, even though I enjoyed playing the sports and everything, but I'm like, is that Cisley? Like, is that really who I am?
Mm-hmm.
So I remember my first time, like I got to college. It was a thing, I don't know why. I got these, like, fake glasses, like, I wanted to be a completely different person, like but none of these people even knew me, so I was like, "Why am I even trying to pretend to be something else
Mm.
when
So
I don't
you were
even
trying
know
to
me
just like
yet?"
switch identities, period. Right? Like you were
Yep.
like really like I'm just gonna I gotta figure this out.
Yes.
Okay, go
Yes.
ahead. So you get some
So,
glasses,
I mean,
girl.
I got to college, and kind of
Mhm.
part of my identity was already made because you're on the basketball team. So already, it's like, "Oh, she's one of those basketball girls."
Mhm.
So unfortunately, the stigma in college, which I didn't even know till later on, was okay, don't really talk to her. So if she's a basketball player, some other things might come along with that she
What's
doesn't
that?
even. one that you're going to get favor like extra study time for tests. Like she's going to have an
Oh.
advantage with that, which I didn't. But I was always the one like helping to tutor other people and didn't realize people were cheating off my test when I was doing all the hard work. But I thought I had to do the extra to make sure to stay ahead because you didn't want to be stigmatized coming in with that. I'm like, I'm still just a person. I'm more than just a basketball player. There's a whole
Right.
lot more to me. I don't know everything yet, but there's definitely more. Like, just don't stick
Right.
that, in that one particular box. So, that was one thing. From my small town, there's not a lot of ethnicity. Like, there was maybe four or five people in my class. So when I got to Swanee, you know, there was the ethnicity group. Of course, I wanted to join and get to know other people. I wasn't Black enough. I talked too
Mm,
proper. So I
mm.
didn't really, I was kind of
You didn't
cool,
fit in.
but
Yeah.
I didn't fit in. Like, I didn't have enough. You didn't live in the hood. You don't understand this. And I'm like, no, I'm sorry.
You didn't have enough street smarts. I'm sorry,
I
Brittany. Just
didn't. I didn't talk a certain way. I didn't do all the slang.
right.
So, that didn't work. So getting my footing going into college was really rough. And then
Okay.
also like during that first year, like I was used to getting A's. I got my first C and I called my parents and I was like, I've got to go. I thought life was over. Absolutely over.
What subject
So
was it?
it
What
was,
subject?
I'm trying to think. It was in a science class. It was like intro to biology or something. And I was just like, what is this? Like, I went to the professor. I'm like, are you sure you graded it right? Like,
Oh
I
wow.
I I did because I had never. I'm like, what is happening right now?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know
So
if I can continue this. And I'm, and Swanee is known to be like, a harder, more elite school. But
mhm.
I was like, I'm already making A's. What's the big deal?
Right.
I got checked real quick.
Oh, so
So
that was your
that,
first time getting so okay, so you're already questioning your identity
mm-hmm,
and you have a full reality check when you get in college, which something probably should have happened when you were younger. Like it should have
yes,
happened a little bit earlier.
yeah.
Okay, so you got your first C. I get it. No, like I'm laughing, but I'm just laughing because I know that feeling. So like I don't you like
Yeah,
C.
it
What are you
was
talking
it was
about?
hard. Yeah, and most
I
people
don't
are
know
like,
who that person is.
C is average, it's fine, you're still passing, and I'm like, no, that's not acceptable." Like, I was
Mm.
terrified to even say I got a C, but I was so distraught. I was like, I'm not gonna make it." But
Oh, but you were gonna make it. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
made it through. Um, Found, some different friends that were outside of because in college you get people from other states, other
Mm-hmm.
nationalities. So it was good just to find those different people. Yet and still, I didn't find any Christians still.
Oh. Oh, so ooh. Okay, so oh.
Yeah, so it was hard. I didn't learn um one of the seniors at the time, which it took her a little while to open up. Her name was Tanya, and she was like, "Hey, do you want to come to my room and just do a Bible study?" And I was like, "Really?" Like it felt like so secretive. Like, "Are you sure
Mm-hmm.
it's okay? Are we supposed to do are you sure?"
That is hilarious.
So once like she kind of opened up to me and we had some Bible study sessions, like I started to feel a little bit better and not feel in such a tailspin with everything happening at once in that first year.
Do you
Or
think
kind of
like
basically first semester, honestly.
right? And you said she was a senior, right? So you
She
only
was
had
a
her for the
senior.
first. So what
Say that again.
happened? You only had her for 1 year. Like you were,
Yeah, I
so
did.
then you went back to not having anybody that was a believer.
Exactly.
So what kind
So
of rabbit hole
after,
did it take you? Okay, go ahead.
yeah, so with that, during that time, like after she left, my grandfather got sick with cancer,
Oh
and
wow.
he ended up passing away. And that was kind of the first person that I lost that was
Mm,
like really close. And it just had me questioning everything.
when
Because
you say,
he had, go ahead.
I was gonna say when you say questioning everything, what do you mean?
He lived further away, so he would come and like basically we had most of our time with him during the summers, when school and things calmed down. So that was always
Right.
fun time to spend time with our papa.
Yeah.
So, just finally getting to that age where you appreciate, like, I mean, I remember him taking me to, basketball practices and listening to like BB King in the car and just getting
Yeah.
to know him better. And then it's just like when you're old enough to appreciate everything that
Mm,
they do. And then it's like, man, he's sick, and then now he's gone.
right.
So it didn't make sense to me.
Mm,
Um, so I really questioned, I'm like, how can even though we had some good times, like how can you just take somebody so quickly in my eyes when we're just
mm,
starting, to get on a good path and enjoy each other and can really understand each other. I mean, because at that age you can talk about more
yeah.
things and get to know more about the person. So it was different when that happened. It like I said, it kind of put me in a tailspin.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it pushed me more toward my career of going
Oh, so you
to the
worked
medical.
more.
Yeah,
Okay. All right. So his passing pushed you more into like because you wanted to find a solution, right? Like you wanted to be a part of the solution for a problem
exactly.
that did something, that took away somebody you loved. Okay, I got you. I'm
Yes.
here. I'm here for it. I'm in it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I kind of knew, a little bit of what I knew something healthcare. Wasn't sure like what direction I wanted to go. Then that happened, and I was like, I want to be a doctor. So, I
Okay.
really started researching some things. Then I was like, oh, that's a long time. Then I was like, maybe a nurse. Still basically the same amount of time. Even what I did, now I'm a pharmacist, basically I should have just went. But,
Yeah.
you just you go through different things.
Yeah.
Um, so just trying to find my path, like I said, with him after his passing, it put me in that space of I really do want to be in that area to help people,
Mm-hmm.
um, and have that be where I want to have my impact in the world.
But you hadn't. But you still hadn't asked God though, right? So like
I did
you.
not.
Okay. 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 All right.
I was hard headed. Yeah,
Okay. All right. So would you say at this point in your life, like God was kind of like at the back burner? Is that best like the best way to describe it? Like you knew
definitely.
him, you had at one point you had a relationship with him, but it was kind of like, do you feel like the influences around you kind of help that become more of a back burner situation? What do you think? Well, I'm just saying like because school and it was different. What, or
Hmm.
did you just not see? How did you get there? Really, that's my question is how did you get to that point where there was a distance between you and the Lord? That's best. I was trying to make sure I say the word right. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the distance just over time, just with life, being young, it gradually grew.
Yeah.
And then just not knowing who I was, which I should have if I was truly following Jesus, I should have known.
Yeah.
But just following in those tracks of still trying to maintain the good grades, be the good daughter, be the good sister, Be the best basketball player I could be at the time, make sure, I'm doing well in school, maintain the grades. So it was just one of those I focused on so many things but that.
Mm,
It was almost like I took the steps, I completed the task, that should be it, I'm covered.
mm, mm.
You don't
Okay,
it was almost like, it was one of my assignments. I studied, I took the test, I aced it, okay, I'm good.
right. And you aced it. You did your best.
I did my
You
best.
overachieved, right? And so be happy, right? So
Exactly.
so here's what I'm like, I guess what I want to know too is you're doing these things, you're making these achievements, but how does it feel once you make them? Do you ever feel like, what does it feel like for you? Does it feel good? Does it feel like, what's next? Like what is that? What did it end up feeling like?
At times, it felt good, and then I think always in the back of my mind was what's next? Like, what else do I need to do to get to the next thing?
Mm,
Like in school, like I had to make sure, am I taking the right honors classes to get this, to make sure I apply for this scholarship to maintain my top 10%?
yeah.
Am I following the course? Because
Mm,
also at the same time, I don't feel like I got as much support as some of the other students since there was not many Black kids.
wow.
So it was kind of a surprise too when, oh, she's excelling. What do we do? She's asking to take these classes. You kind of get a look sometimes, like, are you sure? Even when I got to
That you,
Swanee, they're like,
yeah.
well, what path do you want to take? I want to take the medical side. Are you sure? I think you should pick something else like history. It was one of those that I kept
No, they
having
didn't.
to.
Did they really? Did they?
Oh,
They
yeah.
really did.
Yes, they really did.
So, and this will mess with your identity too. So even though you are excelling and
Mhm.
you are doing phenomenal, instead of being embraced for being excellent, you're still questioned. Are you sure? So then that
Ex
really makes you question yourself too. Well, dang, am I sure? Am I sure? Good
exactly.
Lord, like, darn. I mean, like, if you're asking me, then maybe I'm not sure.
So it's always
That's
like,
one.
what else do I have to do to prove who I am? Like,
Mm,
I'm making the grades, I'm staying out of trouble. What else do you want from me? So that's why there was always that next. What do I have to do next?
yeah, give me a second. Let me think about that. I don't know if I like that. I don't like this part of your story. I don't know if I like that. I don't know. No, because it's so discouraging, like, for that to happen. So, like, on top of it, like, you being a girl, which, you're always questioned if you're a girl, right? But
Mhm.
then you have the other factor, right, that we're probably not going to say, but both factors are being put into play. Like, even
Correct.
you're even a good athlete, so they couldn't, like, yeah. Okay. All right, so let's go. You're questioning your identity, rightfully so at this point. Like, when you look at it rightfully so. Um you graduate for pharmacy tech from Swanee, or did you go somewhere else to?
So from Swanee, I graduated with a bachelor's in science.
Okay.
So I still had to obtain some outside credits, um,
Okay.
just to make sure I got into pharmacy school because they didn't offer things like speech and anatomy.
Mm,
They didn't equate to what I needed. So I went to MTSU for a year and took a speech class in anatomy and physiology.
okay.
And then I applied and got into pharmacy school.
Did you do MTSU, like, on campus?
I did.
That was interesting. That's a different, there's a little mixture there. Hold
I
on.
did it. Well, Not that I saw, because I did it in the summer. So I did like
There was nobody there. Why would you do that? I'm
look,
just,
because that was the best time for me.
why did you do that? You missed. You missed. You missed. You know, it was a little. I thought you were gonna have so you were there by yourself, like, because I know we're not gonna be there in summer. That's not our time. We're
Oh
not going to
no.
school. Yeah, no.
But that was fine for me because that's what I was used to.
Right, because this tragedy happened, and then you dive into work, like you dive
Mm-hmm.
into excelling because excelling makes you feel good.
Yeah. Have to fill
Mm.
that void.
Had to fill the void. Okay. Were you still playing basketball when you was at MCSU, or did that stop?
No, because I was done.
So that you didn't have that anymore. You didn't have
Mm-mm.
that.
Nope. So I played for 3 years at Swanee. So I played my first 2 years. We had some coaching, like coaches came and went during, we had some
Mm-hmm.
transition time. Then I got hurt. Um, so that kind of cut into some time. So I just played basically like 2.5, 3 years.
Okay. Okay. And then that was it. You're
Yeah.
done. Okay. All right. Well, so you go to MTSU, you finish school, you start being a pharmacy tech or a pharmacist. Like, which one?
Pharmacist. So I went
A
straight
pharmacist.
to, yeah, pharmacy school after Swanee.
Okay. And then what transpires? Like, what goes on in life for you then? Because we're still being an overachiever. We
Oh yeah.
hadn't yet. Okay, go ahead. All right, I'm listening.
Yeah, still overachiever. I was stuck in being the overachiever. Basically, I was the planner, trying to make sure, figure it out, make sure you complete the task, and that was the goal. I was just
So
extremely focused on that one, get to the end.
get to the end. So when you become a pharmacist, what happens? Like, what leads you? What year is that? What year do you become a pharmacist?
Oh gosh, 2011, 2011.
20. So you've
Mm-hmm.
been pharmacist for a long time.
I have.
In some years. Okay, so you meet the accomplishment. You get there. You're a pharmacist now. Now what? What does life take you down? Like, how does life start treating you?
Um,
How does
well,
adulting start adulting? Okay, because there's
oh, it starts with trying to find a job. You
really,
know, yeah,
as a
it was hard.
pharmacist.
Yes, at that time, the market was very saturated, and I was living in Knoxville at the time after
Okay,
when I graduated. Loved Knoxville, thought I was going to stay there.
yeah.
Couldn't find a job, so I had to come back home.
Oh,
Yeah,
here? Like,
yeah. Came back home. Took my exams, passed my boards, and then student loans will start coming up soon. You have to pay
oh yeah.
those back. So I was putting in all the applications and hoping to get a job soon, which luckily I did. Graduated in May and then got a job in August. So it didn't
Okay, so it
take,
wasn't too bad. It was a delay, but not like too bad of a delay.
right. But for the perfectionist and thinking things, it was taking way too long.
Yeah, yeah,
Way too
no.
long.
You expected
Yes.
to have a job as soon as you got out.
Yeah, because a lot of my fellow colleagues, they already knew where they were going to be. And I was
Mm,
like, so this was kind of a first. I'm like, how did you guys already get a job? So that was different. And then that transition of having to move back home. I
Mm,
never thought, I was like, that why I felt like I was going backwards.
okay. Oh.
So
Mm, mm.
in my eyes, I had thought I had everything planned out. I should have
Oh, and
already been.
this wasn't your plan.
No, I mean, my plan, and that's part of the
Okay.
problem. My plan, not God's
Yeah,
plan.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I mean, I'm here for it. I'm about to take some water because when you said
No,
my
you're
plan, that means
good.
we have to go into the plan. We have to go into
Yeah.
the what you thought your plan was. Go. I'm listening because you got.
So my plan was I should have been basically married after undergrad, still go to pharmacy school,
Oh,
but everything should have already been wrapped up in a nice little bow, married, next step, come home or have a home, a job and a home with my husband.
husband.
That didn't happen.
Mm, mm.
So got done with pharmacy school, didn't have a job, and then had to move back in with the parents, which it was not a big deal. But to me, it's like I said, my plan was not happening as I anticipated. So I was moving backwards instead of forward.
Yet the plan you actually in your mind was failing. You were failing
Oh, yeah.
according to the standard that you had created, right?
Oh, yes.
Like, oh wow. All right,
Oh,
wait.
yeah.
We're gonna take a quick commercial break. We're gonna stop right there. We'll be right back.
Just love this James butter. It's really good on your hair. My favorite has got to be the peppermint mist, the leave-in conditioner. It's so soothing to your scalp. I've had dry, itchy scalp, and I tell you, it's amazing.
My favorite product with Jay's Butter is the natural flaxseed elixir, especially on the hair that's not mine.
Y'all know what? I really love Jay's butter. I love Jay's butter.
All right, so we are back. All right, so we stopped where you said your plan was not happening. This plan was a beautiful plan, by the way. It was an excellent plan. The plan made sense, but it wasn't there. And now you're moving back home and you don't have the job that you should already have.
Yep.
And so, okay, let's go. You get the job in August. Now, wait, did you
Yes.
date anybody throughout like college, which we don't have to talk about that, but did you date anybody?
I did.
Were you with somebody in Knoxville?
No.
Okay,
Nobody
so
in
you were
Knoxville.
single in Knoxville. Okay,
Yes.
got you. Go. All right. Okay.
So basically came home, got a job, and being the low man on the totem pole, trying to prove yourself, the cycle started all over again.
The cycle of like not being good enough, right?
Not
But
being
you
good
are.
enough, trying to prove yourself, make sure.
Or them making you think you're not good enough. I think that's the thing. It's like they knew you were overqualified, but they made you feel like you were under.
Yep. Because immediately when I was hired, the first, I just came in introducing myself, and the first gentleman was like, "Oh, so you're here to take my job?" And I was like, "No,
No,
I'm not.
I'm just here to
I'm
work.
not.
Like happy
I'm
that
here
I
to make
got a
some
job.
money." I
Like
just
you.
graduated.
I should have been had a
So,
job. Don't make me
right.
mad now because I'm already on edge and I just moved back in to my parents' house and I don't want to be here. Like I don't think you can. I don't want to be here.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so he says that to you. That's such a
Mhm.
random thing. But okay.
Yeah, so immediately, that just immediately threw me off.
Yeah.
So I was just like, here we go again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just meeting you. What about me is saying I'm here to, I just
Take
met
your
you,
job.
sir, 2 seconds ago.
Yeah. Right.
I'm not
When
here to.
he looked at your he knew what you're capable of, right? So like he probably saw your paperwork, or they probably were already talking you up and just super excited to have you, and you don't know what he was doing. So you get this job, you're back home though.
Yes.
And what happens with life? Are you just living life like to go to work, go home?
Pretty much. That's it. Just get up, go to work, come back home. There was the fulfillment that I accomplished the goal of
Yeah.
becoming a pharmacist, but I
Right.
was just like, I'm behind everybody else
Mm.
because all my other friends were married, all my other
Oh
friends
wow.
had kids.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I don't know what to do now.
Do you think that if you had those things that you would have felt fulfilled, or would you have had them and then been in the same position? You know what I mean? Like
It's a
I'm
good
just
question.
wondering. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I would probably have still been in the same position
Mm.
of you have the thing, but I still wasn't satisfied because
Yeah.
that's not what, I still had God on the back burner.
God
Like
on the back burner.
I would pray before exams if, something was going wrong. But other than that, were we really having conversations? Was I in the Bible? No, because I was having to study my law exam, study for the next exam, study to make sure the patient's labs, to make sure that I give them, the right medicine.
And you had hyper focused on that, right? And then
Yep.
turned that into
I just
the
turned
focus.
work, yep, into the focus. Like just because now I felt like, okay, if I'm going to be single, then you have to have a good job and make money. I have to go for the bag. That's what everybody says.
What you say?
So, worked. And that's all I
Yeah.
did. And then you turn around and it's just like I looked up and I was like, I'm 30s and what's happening?
Yeah.
What am I
Yeah.
doing?
All right. So
So
was there a relationship in between this? Did you end up meeting somebody that you thought potentially was the one? Like, like did anything happen there before I start asking these other questions? We're about to dive in there because it's
it's okay.
2011, and I know like years can go by. You could just
Yeah.
work and be hyper focused on your job, and like you said, pray whenever something's going wrong or when you need something, and that's
Mm-hmm.
just your life.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah.
And it seems okay. You go out, hang out with your friends from time to time. You get to enjoy their children and what they're doing. And every now and then you go home and you're like, dang, I wonder if I am missing out. Like if why don't I have
Exactly.
that? Right. Um so that I mean all of it, did you have was there a relationship in between?
I did.
Was he from here?
No.
Okay, all right, go ahead. So then I was like, if he from here, don't talk about it, okay? That was
No, I did have a relationship and it was off and on for like 4 years or so.
gotcha.
Um, so it was one of those random connections. Like I knew you back
Yeah,
then.
yeah.
I knew how you were. Thought maybe okay,
Mm-hmm.
we both have grown up, so give it a try.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and in my mind too, look, they already tell you certain age, clock is ticking.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
So
because there's not you're gonna try to make it happen. You get what I'm saying? So like,
exactly.
There got to be
So
there's somebody somewhere where you tried to make it happen. Okay,
I
now
did.
listen.
So I tried to settle and conform to
Mm.
what they needed and not who I was.
But you had been doing that. So
So
subconsciously you had been
subconscious.
conforming
Yep,
to what everybody needed.
exactly. So I was still doing
But
it.
even doing that, it was really natural for you to do that because that had been that was the norm,
That
right?
was normal for me. Yep. So, I mean, and I'm not one like to really bring people home, like to meet,
Yeah.
the family. Um, but I had brought him home. Parents never said anything, thought it was fine. I had already had some red flags, like I kind of knew, but I was like, well, maybe it's going to get better.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe things will work out, he'll change. It didn't. And it was one of those, it lasted so long because it was comfortable.
Yeah. Because
So
when you know
you'll
that
leave
who
for a
they
little
are.
bit, you made me mad, but then I come back. So I always look at the Bible like I kept going back to Egypt. I knew what was in Egypt. I was getting fed well. I knew what would happen, but it was not, looking back now, was by no means what I needed. I was never going to be fulfilled.
Yeah. Did he
And it
know God at
wasn't
all?
just on,
Did he go to church? Did he know the Lord? Like, did he?
not really. See, that was part
Okay.
of it too.
I see. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. Okay.
So, I was just constantly staying outside of the will of God. Like I wasn't
Mm,
asking him really for guidance on anything. I was like, I had this plan mapped out. I'm going to make it happen. I've made it happen so far. So why isn't the rest of it happening?
just saying.
I know. I know. And then God gives you a
Hmm.
spanking real hard, quick, and in a hurry.
Called a heartbreak. It's called.
Yeah.
No, that's
Yeah.
the first spanking. That's the. That's the.
Yes. It was like that was rough. Really
Yeah,
rough.
because that'd be like that was like getting the C, right? It was like getting a C in the relationship.
Mhm. Yeah.
Girl. Okay.
Look.
All right. So in the beginning, right? You described yourself now, you know, as a disciple of Jesus Christ. Why
Yes.
is that identity so important to you now?
It's important because that is truly why we were created. I know he designed me to be exactly in his image, to glorify him and to spread his light. So all the other distractions I had of conforming or trying to be a different identity than what he intended, he knew I was going to do it anyway because he's the author of our stories. But,
Yeah. Yeah.
just looking back, it's like, what in the world was I doing? Thought I was
Right.
doing right, but absolutely not. How many
You were
pages
doing
I wasted in his book
yeah,
for no reason.
you were doing the American dream, right? The
Oh yeah.
all-star
I
person.
was doing all the worldly things, right? All
Yeah,
of it.
right. But then you realize like none of that actually really it did do nothing. Like you get what I'm saying? Like it did something, but it
Right.
wasn't what it was intended for it
Yes.
to. You that wasn't okay. So you kind of touched on it, but I want you to go a little bit just in regards to this situation here. What
Sure.
did your faith look like before your reset with Jesus? Oh, we didn't get to that part. We didn't get to that part. Hold on, let's back up. Let me get out of that.
Okay.
All right, so like that was my
Rewind.
rewind. That was like
Rewind.
all right. So you go through the heartbreak. I when would you say that you surrendered to God? Let's go there. Like what year did you have that? Okay, let's go. Like, there's something wrong here. I'm not doing this. Right. Like, I'm tired.
Yes. So I would,
Okay.
looking back, I would say it probably happened in like 2023.
Okay. It started then, right? That's where you
Yeah.
like really start digging deep. Like, something's not right. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
What took place in 2023? Like, what were there some key events that kind of like started the, you know?
Well, I would say it kind of all started with the breakup, kind of being lost.
Okay.
But the key thing too, which I think probably a lot of people felt the same way, was 2020. So for me, it happened July 14th, 2020. I know the exact date. That's the date my dad had his stroke.
Mm,
So I remember I was still having to go to work because we were, critical staffing, having to wear the mask and all that. I wasn't too highly concerned. It was very
yeah.
odd. Like I was telling I was like, it's not that. I never got in panic mode like
Mm-hmm.
everybody else. I don't know why. But when that hit for him, I just lost it because I
Mm,
knew we couldn't go in, like nobody could be with him.
gotcha.
So that sense of being alone felt intensified more probably than normal if it would have happened any other year for some reason.
Mm.
I'm trying to figure out how to explain that part.
But
Um,
you were still in that relationship at that time, right? Because the breakup didn't happen until 2023.
yeah, like that's kind of an odd thing too. Yeah, we were, he was hidden during that time, I would say. So
You wasn't supposed to be
before,
talking to him no more. You wasn't supposed to be talking to him no more.
I
You
was
was been
not.
been done.
I was supposed to have
Oh,
been
oh,
done.
Father, forgive her because she knew not what she was doing.
Yeah, I was supposed to have been done. He was supposed to have been blocked, not talking to.
Oh,
But
what had happened was
what had
is you're human,
happened, I slipped again.
and you thought that you could fix him, and the
I
clock
did.
was ticking, and the
Yeah,
clock was ticking,
it was.
and you didn't like that C in that
Nope,
area.
I did not.
Okay. All right. So dad has his stroke 2022. You are playing with your own heart at this point. And you're doing
Yep.
it for a whole year at this point. Like
Mhm.
now you're, you shouldn't be there. You still keep going there, but it's a comfort. Like you said
Exactly.
comfort.
Yep.
And and the things that were happening around you weren't comfortable.
Nope.
Mm,
That was one thing
mm, mm.
that I knew that I wasn't really going to get judged, if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
So, but at that same time, like I was always like the strong one. Like I never could feel like I could just fall apart. Like,
Yeah.
so even during that time, like I was just trying to make sure. I was like, Mom, did they give him this medicine, that medicine? Are they checking? Because
Mm-hmm.
she could go in, I think she went in literally to sign the form to give consent to do the surgeries, but she still never saw Dad until after, I think it was several days before she could actually go to like the ICU floor. And then we would
Okay.
just basically get reports. I remember living, out of a hotel room for
Yeah.
weeks.
Right. Because you had to be there. Right.
Yeah.
So you have this happening,
Yeah.
and then 2023 happens. Does he get better? Does your dad get better? Like, does things get better? Does he get to go home? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
We had like a year, year and a half of of a lot of we had the stroke, we got discharged. Um, he was at the facility less than 24 hours. We had to rush him back to Nashville. He had pulmonary embolisms.
Mm,
At that point, they were telling us, we don't even know if he's going to make it after this.
okay.
Um, he pulled through that. I think we were there like another week, and then it was hard to find places to go. I think we ended up in Lynchburg at a
Okay.
facility. You still can't go in to see your loved ones. So I was looking at him through a glass window.
Because because of the
Still
C
COVID.
word.
Yep.
I forgot all about that. Like I didn't click, and you try to block
Yeah.
that. You try to block that season out. That season was.
It's a tough season. Yeah. So, dealing with that, we finally, get him settled, and he seems to be improving with therapy. Um, we're doing pretty good. And then I get sick. I had to
Oh.
have a major surgery.
Oh wow.
Yep. And then after my surgery in 2022, so it's like I had my surgery and then my mom got diagnosed with cancer not too long after I recovered. It was a
So
huge
yeah, it was back to
snowball
back.
effect.
Right. While still
And
being in an unhealthy relationship because it was comfortable.
yep. So it was a huge snowball effect.
Yeah.
And at that point, I finally just shouted at God, like, I'm so mad at you. Like, where you
Ooh,
been?
what year was that?
So that was in 2022.
Okay. Okay. So you
So
yelled at.
I,
I'm
I,
sorry.
I,
Go ahead.
I just, I
Like I
did.
mean,
Like, I broke. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah,
I was like, what else? What else can you throw at me right now? Like, I
right.
feel like I've done everything I can.
Mhm.
I've felt like I've been living like a good person, doing the right things. I got the
Yeah,
job, being obedient to my parents,
yeah.
and all this happens.
Right. So where are you? Where are you?
Exactly.
Like, no, seriously, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you asked him what happened. Did you hear anything?
Um, I did. It was basically like I've been here the whole time.
Right.
It was just,
Okay.
what have you, literally, it was like, well, what have you been doing?
Mm-hmm.
Because
So,
I was using him like a genie or Santa Claus, for a gift, the saving grace. I
yeah.
did this, this, and this. You're supposed to have me covered this entire time, and you let this happen.
Oh,
I went in like I was not happy. Like, you didn't hear from me all this time, but I'm letting you have it right now on how I feel.
did you think that by not bothering God that was a good thing? Like, I mean, like
I
subconsciously,
did.
did you feel like being independent was what He actually wanted from you? Is that
I
what you were?
did. In my
Interesting.
mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
was like, I haven't asked you for anything. I was like, I'm mad at you and I have not asked you for anything. And then you let this happen.
I see. All right. So then what happened?
So it was a couple of months of just tears and silence.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, wow, this is what it's like to truly not hear him. Even though he was there, but in my mind, I'm like, I don't hear you at all. Like,
Oh yeah.
I felt ghosted. I'm like, you straight up left and no explanation. I'm just here trying to figure it out on my own. But I'm just like, reflecting back, that's what I was doing anyway. I wasn't asking for his help. I wasn't asking for his guidance. So it's like, why now?
Right. So what does it matter?
Exactly.
But what you were missing the presence, because there was still the fruits, right? There was still some joy, some peace, something. But now, when you say that you don't hear from him, or you didn't
Mm-hmm.
feel him, you don't feel those, right? So now it's like,
Exactly.
okay, wait, hold on. It's a little dark over here, very
Yes.
lonely over here. Okay, go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
So this happens for some months, but then what happens in 2023?
So in 2023, I went back to my old ways and was like, okay, I got to figure out a solution on, okay, how to make this work. Do I need to go back to be a PA? Do I need to go to PA school? I
Yeah.
was literally thinking of other ways to make money to make it better.
Mm,
And I'm like,
mm,
and looking back on that now, I was like, I don't even know why that mattered because we were fine. But
yeah.
logically, I feel like that was the only thing I could do was do something else to either help in a different profession or to get
Mm-hmm.
extra money to hopefully maybe find like better care. Like in the back of my mind,
Yeah.
that was just like, maybe that will help, but it didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I talked to one guy randomly in between, and
Mm-hmm.
that was terrible. Um, don't even know why I even attempted. Um, but that kind of pushed me over the edge of like, no, you need to fall in love with the first person who created you, which was
Right.
fall in love with Jesus and just get back where you need to be.
Right.
So I've always enjoyed just like journaling or writing things down. And that's kind of where the book came in. Like just randomly, the title came in my head. And I was like, well, what am I supposed to do with this?
So
Um,
you wrote the book in.
September 2023, I think, is when it like went on Amazon. So it didn't take me long because it's very short. It's only like 30 something pages. So it's more of like a guide.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but honestly, when I look back now, I hadn't journaled or anything, or that was kind of how I spoke to God too, in a long time. So I was like, okay, so this is basically resetting and me
Mm-hmm.
kind of hearing from you on what I need to do. Um, So the guide is kind of basically a self-reflection of what I needed to appreciate in certain areas. It was very hard to write the book. It
Okay.
wasn't what I wanted to do, but it was something I
Okay.
knew I needed to do in order to move forward. If not, it was just going to be all built up inside. I I would just be a shell of myself. I would just be lost.
So you use a different name though. Why did you use a different name?
So, the name, first name, Eliana, um, is after my grandmother. So her name was Ella May. So
Okay.
just kind of changed it up a little bit to Eliana. And then I was searching for peace the entire
Mm-hmm.
time. So that's how I got the
Okay.
last name.
Okay.
Um,
Got it.
so just kind of one of those, still not knowing who I was. But I mean, that name just clearly came, and I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll use that name, um,
Okay.
just to do it. But I mean, it kind of made sense, once I started jotting things down on
Okay.
what, and I was actually listening this time and not being hard headed.
Gotcha. So you write the book in 2023.
Yes.
You get what you need out, right? It wasn't easy for you to do that. Then what
No.
happens?
And then I actually had another relationship that didn't last long. Um,
Okay.
just randomly. And I mention these relationships because just kind of backstory, these were looking back now reflections of what I was dealing with internally that I couldn't see until I saw it in these people.
Gotcha. Okay.
So
Okay.
you don't recognize sometimes, even though I knew I was putting on these different facades and masks to make people happy.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, I don't have any depression or anything. But when you
Mm,
date somebody that has it and you can clearly see it in front of your face, you're
yeah.
like, what's wrong with you? Like, and I'm not, diminishing that by any means, but it gives
Right.
you that self-reflection of what you couldn't see, even though it's staring you right in the face too.
Right. Right.
So, just looking at that, and the guy before that just idolizing certain things. He idolized money so much,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, that was a reflection on me, like, I was sufficient. I didn't need any more. Why was I trying to chase after more? It
Right.
was those little reflective things that you see God's hand working, but at the time,
Right.
it's just like, what in the world?
Right.
Why
Right.
would this even happen?
So
So
you so you have a breakup and you dated another guy, you have a breakup, but then what happens? So how do
so
you
after
suppress
that,
it? Mm-hmm.
I actually did your reset with Jesus. Um, so I had started reading my Bible, but I just needed to learn some different things to do. Like what I was doing before wasn't working. So I basically, just sat in my room and I was like, okay, I'm not going to yell at you, but here's how I feel. And I need to know what to do next. Um, I did a reset, from eating cleaner, um, making sure I did, daily devotionals in the morning, setting aside the time that was supposed to be set aside instead of just going through the daily motions of wake up, go to work, come home, maybe go to the grocery store. Um,
Right. I think you mentioned a part. So you met me by happenstance too, by the way. So I want to make sure
I
I feel
did.
that in there. Like when she met me, it was met me for hair purposes. Now, the intent
Yes,
was not to do a 5 week reset with Jesus in that moment. Uh, so I just want to make sure that is stated. So she had did her book. She came in. She was wanting. I think if I remember correctly, you had some grievances with your hair, and you were wanting a natural solution for a prop for that. Like you were just trying to, and then you're
yes,
trying to do self care. I would say in a different way, right? Like
yes,
more so where you could do it yourself, but you wanted somebody else to do it. That's how we met. Now the
that
5 week
is
reset
true.
with you, yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So I just want to make sure that
Sorry, yes, I
uh
skipped some things, but
well
yes,
no, because I don't like yeah, I don't want them to think that you meeting me was the intent to do a 5 week reset. That you meeting me was intent to have your hair done.
this,
That's what that meant.
this is
Okay.
true. This is true.
Yeah. That that's what happened. So I just make
Okay,
sure you know.
got it.
Um yeah, that's it. Like the intent was you come to your hairstylist and you have conversations, but just to say, sis, this is the most Cisley has said, to be completely honest. So there's some things that I'm learning too, um, in that, which is not a bad thing, but I want to make sure that's stated
Yes,
because sometimes God puts you in a place with somebody and you don't know that's going to be what's
true.
needed in that season, if that makes sense, right? So
Yes,
we didn't, you didn't hear about that, and that's why you came to me. We'll put it that way. That you just came to me
correct.
because you wanted to
Yes,
get home.
I needed my hair done
Okay.
because I was stressed out with my hair.
She did her hair done. That's it. And so she did the reset. And but she was already in transition for the reset. So that's what I'm
Yes,
hearing. I'm hearing that you were
yes,
already being prepared, that you had already cried out. So What does it mean, or what did it look like for you to actually fully surrender?
Oh, that was the hard part. I had to stop worrying about trying to be perfectionist, trying to make
Mm,
sure I had the A, trying to basically fulfill the world. Um, I worried so much about, did I make the numbers at work to make my boss happy?
mm,
It all the material things, it did not matter. Um,
right.
when I surrendered, I just had peace. There was no more of that anxiousness, no more
Yeah.
needing to continue to strive to do this, this, and this, because everything I was doing wasn't to glorify God, it was to glorify myself. Um, so I just had to step out of that. I mean, it was just idolatry. Um, to realize you're meant to be in the world, but you're not meant to be like the world.
The world. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so you acknowledge that there was like idolatry, self idolatry per se,
Yes.
like, but not even self. It was the accomplishment idolatry, right? So if I accomplish this,
Mhm.
then I will be acknowledged for that, which was still, it still wasn't the identity, right? It was like an
Correct.
asset, but not the actual identity. So there's the
Yes.
asset, right? Like the great parts of the person, but the identity. So when you surrendered, you said it wasn't easy. Why wasn't it easy? Like what did it look like to surrender? What did that look like for you? So people can have an idea, because a lot of times we tell them to surrender, but they don't know, like, what does that mean? What does that mean?
Right. Um, so I definitely had to forgive myself first,
Mm,
um, for the things that I was doing that I knew I shouldn't. I had to forgive people around me, like even friends and family, because I was holding grudges for things they didn't even know I was holding grudges for. Like I shouldn't
mm,
be jealous of you because you have a husband and children,
mm.
you know.
Yeah,
Um,
that's a harsh, I think, reality, because then that means there was comparison, and that was killing your joy, right? So like,
yes.
interesting. Go ahead. My mind is just going.
No, you're good.
Yeah,
I mean, and you're right. It was slowly depleting the joy that I had inside, because when that's gone, you can only fake it and make it so long. And then people see the true disaster of what's going on with you. Like I could no longer have that mask on of like everything's okay, because I was not
right.
okay.
Yeah,
But I felt like I couldn't tell anybody that I'm not okay.
right.
Um, so the forgiveness part was huge. Like I literally wrote down people that I needed to forgive. Um, and like I said, forgiving myself was
Hmm.
one thing that you really have to strive for first.
Right,
Um,
right.
because when you fully surrender, you're giving up all control. And
Hmm.
that was super hard for me. And that's why it was so hard. When you're a planner type A and you know this needs to go like this,
Yeah,
um, if people know the Martha and Mary story, look, Jesus, I was prepping everything. You should have been happy when you walked in the house. I had this nice spread for you, but I wasn't sitting at his feet, being
mm,
humble and appreciating his presence of everything
yeah,
that he's given me so far.
right.
I had no idea how much I had been covered and blessed and had so much grace at the
Mm-hmm.
time. It was, oh, it was supposed to happen because I was doing X, Y, and Z to make it happen.
Right, right. And so now that you fully surrendered and you do that, now that when you say your identity, you know, what does that look like? How does that feel that your identity isn't wrapped up in the behaviors of the past, but you know that those are assets that God had allowed you to
Right.
develop in those seasons?
Oh, it's amazing. Like, it's like such a weight has been lifted off of me.
Mm,
I mean, I'm a daughter of the Most High. I am
exactly.
chosen. I am forgiven.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, having just those three things, I mean, I could go on and on. Like, just reading the book of Ephesians just sets me on fire. Like, that is who I am. I mean, and
Right.
there's several aspects in the Bible, but just knowing and truly believing who you are, who he
Right.
created you to be. He knew me before I was even placed in my mother's womb.
Right. Right. So
So
there was,
why am I questioning the plans he has for me? He has plans for hope and a future, not to harm me. So
right.
everything that happened has a purpose. So, I mean, it feels great to know once you're there and look through his eyes and not your own, that life is actually beautiful, whether you're in, absolute great days, which is still his grace, or even
Right.
if you're in a storm, he's right there still holding your hand.
Right.
And some of those
Right.
storms are meant to shed off some of those layers that you weren't supposed to have, to transition you
Right.
to the next door that you need to go through.
I agree. I agree. I agree completely. So you talked about your book and you talked about why you named it that. And would you say that if they get your book, right? Because they're searching for peace as you were too, right? What would that look like? What should they expect when getting your book?
It's very honest. It's basically from my perspective, living, in a small town, keeping your circle of friends small,
Mm-hmm.
um, and then just trying to find who you are, not
Yeah.
listening to all the outside noise that does try to conform you. Um,
Mm-hmm.
because, having that state of confusion and not knowing who you are is all the work of Satan. And that's his
Right.
plan because that's the easiest thing is to make you confused.
Right.
And just going back to you, like different things just keep popping to my mind because, I was so worried about, my hair, but your crown is on top of your brain that gets the confusion. Like there was a reason why I needed to get the adjustment for my hair to get everything cleared out that was causing the confusion and the muck. Even though I was on that transition, you have to have a clear mind to get to that point. Everything that you were taught may not have always been right.
Right.
And you have to go to the true source to find your identity.
Yeah.
So I think it's a book that does help you find that clarity. Like I said, it's a guide that, is quick read because when you're in it, you don't want something that's long that you have to sit and read through 50, 100 pages just to figure out what do I need to do next. So
Right.
that's why, it's pretty short because when you're in it, you're just like, I need something quick. Like, what can I do? Like, who do I need to talk to?
Right.
Just to help you find, a path to start.
Right. I agree. So what we're coming to the end. What would you like viewers to know? Um and like speak to the people that are at that surrender point. Like what do you wish you would have known prior to your surrender? and then any other advice that you have for them. So those are my two things. It's two full questions. Start with the surrender part, do the end. Okay.
What I wish I would have known before the surrender.
Yeah.
That's tough. I would say first, remember that you're not alone.
Okay.
As much as you may feel alone and lost, you're not. Like I said, even in that storm, in that boat, Jesus is right there with you. So just continue to hang on. It does get better. I think that was probably one of the toughest parts for me, is thinking that you're by yourself, that there's nobody there, but you're not. And sometimes the quiet is the best part, because that's when you'll truly hear what you're supposed to hear, instead of staying busy and keeping yourself busy and distracted from the things that you're supposed to be doing. And I'm sorry, what was the second part?
What advice would you give them? Like, what advice do you have for them? Like, anybody, like, if there's something that you want to leave with the viewers, aside from what you just said, what would you tell them? What is your mission to? Who are you called to speak to? So to speak to those people is what I'm saying. Yeah. I'm trying to make sure I get it all right. Yeah. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So I would say, whether you're a new believer, an old believer that has just lost their way and needs to do a reset, just remember that Jesus is the living word, that he is always there. He's always there for guidance. There's always hope. And lean just not on your own understanding, because your understanding will fail. What you think you know is not the complete answer. He has all the answers, and they can be found in the Bible.
Yes.
So just
Amen.
truly lean on his word and have faith.
Have faith. Ooh, that's hard. So that's hard for people. So I'm putting the thing on there, you guys. That is where you get her book from. You are not going to see her name on there. And that's why I wanted to distinguish that, because somebody could click the link or get on the link. The link is going to be in the description and be like, that's not the same name of the person that we interviewed. That's not true. That is her. Okay. So just know that's the title of the book. Make sure you get the book. Okay. I'm going to pull you out. Thank you for this testimony. It was beautiful. Do not leave, but I'm going to close. So,
thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Oh, all right, you guys. So I don't know if that spoke to you, but it spoke to me, and it should speak to everybody that thinks that they have plan A, plan B, but to anybody that has lived life doing what we thought would be fulfilling. And I would say we thought, but based on what the world had said would be fulfilling, get the house, have the husband, get the great job, do all of these things, go to church, because you can still go to church and still not fulfill, because you are the church. And so until you come to that realization and begin to walk in what God created you for and the calling, it is an interesting road. And so I feel like this is going to speak to a lot of people. It was very much so a blessing, and I pray that it blesses you. The link to her book is going to be in the description. Make sure that you grab a copy. And until next time, we pray that the blood of Jesus covers you, and we pray that you come to repentance. And we'll see you. for the next Testimony Fridays. Have a blessed one.